Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the procession of graduates and law faculty.
Please be seated. Good morning. We begin the rite of commencement by invoking the presence of that which we consider ultimate. Whether we understand this to be in the beauty of nature, in acts of service, or in the elegance of science or art. Perhaps our understanding of ultimacy resides in ascribed descriptors like God or spirit, the universe, or humanity. Respectively, let us commence our service by invoking that which has carried us to this point. Together with open hearts, we raise an invocation saying, "Come, sacred energy, known in infinite ways by many names." Collectively, we ask in our respective ways for that which is beyond us and yet is in us to rise up, tarry, and be present with us here today. We welcome in the spirits of our ancestors whose lives echo in the names of each graduate. As we reflect upon the experiences of the classes of 2020 and 2021, Spirit, help us to inhale and take in the deep sense of accomplishment, pride, and hope. Make this moment digestible for us, as many are still adjusting to a world and realities unfathomable when matriculation began. Life Force, join us and help animate this transitory space from being students to becoming graduates. While the work that has been done in private, come and bless it for public use. Let it be so. Amen, Ashe, Ashe, O. Now, please join me in welcoming your Dean, Jane Aiken.
Good morning, guests, students, our terrific faculty. It's really a pleasure to be welcoming you to this commencement ceremony, celebrating the Wake Forest University Law students from 2020 and 2021 graduating classes. Graduates, while today's commencement marks the end of your academic journey in the law school, as you know, the Latin root for commencement is beginning. So today is not an end, but the very beginning of your life as lawyers. Now, that's wonderful, and it is really worth celebrating. But you also need to remember that you're graduating into a world that is experiencing its own kind of beginning. After all these years, feels like forever, 2 years of isolation, your classes, unlike any classes before, have faced challenges posed by the pandemic. You have also borne witness to racial injustices, many in vivid detail, and our nation's renewed reckoning with race. Many of us have had to probe our own implicit biases that contribute to racial inequity and seek to correct them. Because of these experiences, you are meeting this moment of historical uncertainty with strengths suited to meet the challenges of the moment, to not just reopen the old world, but to remake it. Now, I know you have legal skills. You're now a Wake Forest lawyer. Many of you will tackle significant legal issues in your career. You may help set up the terms of the economy. You may ensure that the healthcare system plays a role in dealing with the social determinants of poor health. You may support an education system that offers all people opportunity to learn and flourish. You may shape immigration policy, reform the criminal justice system, develop environmental policy to cope with climate change, as well as serve individual and corporate clients who need guidance from lawyers on how to navigate this new world. But don't forget the other skills that you have developed because of this pandemic. They do not neatly fit into our conception of legal skills. They are likely to make you more effective, more compassionate, more creative. In short, a better human being and a better lawyer. Now, I want to note 3 of these strengths in particular that I hope you will take home with you and remember that although it was a difficult time during the pandemic and many of your hopes were not met because of the virtual learning, that in fact you're walking away with a set of strengths that are really important and will be useful to you for the rest of your life. First, you are leaving this law school with an acute awareness that you can make transformation happen. You already have. Last year, 2 years have taught you that you can transform what you thought was fixed. For example, you moved from what you thought was going to be in-person classes to having virtual classes. Now that lesson is something to take home. You've learned the resilience and the patience required to face uncertainty as we worried about the health of family and friends, as we mourned lost loved ones, as we felt at times that this would just never end. This has required relentless determination and fortitude. You have demonstrated openness, respect, and intellectual curiosity. This adversity has forged you into people who can take informed risk, be courageous, have an appetite for meaningful, real, and lasting change. And most of all, you can bear the weight of commencing this new world. Second, you have also learned how to maintain and create community ties when we can no longer rely on having a community emerge just from physically being there. Those bonds require care, empathy, humility, and a sense of humor. You've learned how to nurture coalitions and rely on each other as anchors of support. You have served others and responded to the needs as they arose, developing faith in yourself. You know that being of service is more important than indulging your fear of failure. Finally, you have a deeper appreciation for justice. The world we hope to make advances the cause of justice. It stands with the movement to end systemic racism and promotes the values of dignity, appreciation for diversity, inclusion, and acceptance. As lawyers, you will not only have the skills and opportunity, but also the responsibility to close the gap between what justice is and what justice should be. This will take courage and resilience, and you've honed those skills within yourself, and a willingness to face risk and learn from failures. Who better to do this than you, to speak up in the face of injustice? Who better to engage in dialogue, learn from others who disagree with you, and if they're wrong, you teach them, and if they're right, appreciate your expanded understanding. Of course, you couldn't have become this person I keep talking about without people around you who supported you and believed in you. Many of them are here today or are watching virtually. Will the graduates please stand? I want you to turn and face your family or friends, and I want you to give them a great round of applause. Okay, you may be seated. As you know, these bonds will carry you throughout your life. I am grateful to all of you who lent your student to us and sharing them with us. I also know that many of you form deep bonds with our faculty. Our faculty's commitment to teaching and recognition of the unique abilities each of you bring to the study of law is a point of pride for this law school. We really hope to see you come back at homecomings and in the future. Congratulations, graduates. Today, we celebrate you, your achievements, and the lawyers that each of you now become. Thank you. So now I'm delighted to introduce Judge Richard Dietz, a graduate of this law school and a judge on the North Carolina Court of Appeals. He clerked for Judge Emery Widener of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit and Judge Samuel Wilson on the U.S. District Court of Virginia. He also spent several years in private practice at Covington and Burling and Kilpatrick, Townsend, and Stockton. Judge Dietz was appointed to the bench in 2014. Thank you, Judge Dietz, for being here with us today as our honored speaker.
Well, good morning. I am honored to be with you today at your commencement from the finest law school in the world. And I mean that, the finest law school in the world. I'm going to explain that in just a minute. So master speechwriters tell you that you should start a big speech with something like a joke, some levity, make the audience chuckle, put them at ease. But if there's one thing I'm known for on the appellate courts, it's that I'm not one to stick with traditions and conventions. I'm the one in the room who's always saying, shouldn't we try it another way? And I'm going to prove that to you right now because I'm not going to start off with a joke. I'm going to start off by telling you the story of the saddest thing that's ever happened to me in my life. But I'm telling this story because it's also a story of why this is the finest law school in the world. So I'm a graduate of this law school about 20 years ago. And my first year in law school could not have gone better. So after the year-end exams, I was ranked first in my class. I'd made the law review, I'd made the finals of the mock trial competition. I just felt like everything was going great heading into my 2L year. And then midway through that 2L semester, my mom calls. And she seems upset and says, honey, we need to talk. She'd been feeling ill, she'd gone to the doctor, and she had terminal cancer. The doctors gave her just a few weeks to live. And it was heartbreaking because she was still so young. My mom was just in her early 40s. Now, I'm from Pennsylvania, which is pretty far from Winston-Salem. And so my mom said, don't come home. She told me she was so proud of me and everything I'd accomplished, and that she wanted me to stay and focus on law school, and she promised that she would call me every night. But I thought about it, and I just couldn't do that. I mean, if these were the last few weeks on earth for my mother, I was going to go home and be there with her. And as you've all probably figured out, in law school, you can skip a few classes, and you don't run into too much trouble. But I was talking about going home for weeks, maybe a month. So I figured, this is the end for me, for law school. I'll have to drop out and reapply next year. So I went to the deans, and I explained everything, and they said, don't drop out, don't do that yet, just go home. We'll let your professors and your classmates know, and we'll figure out what to do next semester. And that's what I did. So I packed up, and I went home, and I was there with my mom. So a few days after I get home, I get this package in the mail, this big cardboard box. And so I open it up. Now, this is long before the internet, the way things are today, before video conferencing and streaming and all those sorts of things. But back then, everybody had a VCR. And so I opened the box, and inside there's a stack of VHS tapes and another stack of papers. And it turns out that one of my classmates had a video recorder, and she got permission from my professors and found a student in every one of my classes to sit there with the recorder and record the class. And then my classmates, they picked the people with the best handwriting, and they all got together and they photocopied their notes, and they stuck it all in this box, and with expedited shipping, they sent it up to me at home. And they did that every couple of days while I was there with my mom until she passed. And I was able to come home after that, after the memorial, and sit for my end of semester exams like everyone else. So I don't talk much about this part of law school because it's sad for me. In fact, I think the only other time I've ever spoken about this publicly was in a Zoom talk to one of your appellate classes just a few months ago. But I imagine a lot of you hearing this are not surprised by the kindness of my classmates. So every law school does a good job of training its students to be skilled lawyers. Over the years, I've met countless lawyers from law schools all over the country. And having seen them all in action, I don't actually think there's that much difference between the law school that people rank as number 1 and the law school that people rank as number 201. So why is this the finest law school in the world? There's something about Wake Forest that does more than just train skilled lawyers. It's in the bones of this place. I mean, we're trained to be lawyers with heart. And that's what we need right now more than ever. So when I graduated from law school 20 years ago, I thought it was in a time that no one would ever see again. It was the crash of what they called the dot-com bubble. So the whole economy was wrecked. Firms were downsizing or closing. There were no entry-level jobs. Everything was changing. And I thought, man, no law students are ever going to graduate in times like these again. And then years later, I'm a partner at a big firm. I'm enjoying my appellate practice, and the Great Recession hits. And my firm, like all the others, it cuts its hiring and its summer programs, and there's cuts to all the government programs and government jobs and the legal aid programs, and even cuts at lots of law schools. And again, I thought, man, no one's ever going to see things as crazy as what's going on with this class of graduating law students. And then along comes 2020 and where we are today, and I don't need to tell all you about it because you've lived it. But here's the thing. When I look out at all of you, I feel hopeful for what will come of this last year or so. So we literally shut down as a nation, and ordinary people lost their jobs, stopped paying their bills or their rent. We saw millions of people vaccinated with a new technology that had never been tested before on the public. Our economy transformed. Workers started changing how they do their jobs and where. New businesses sprang up to address this future where we're doing so many things remotely. And while all this is going on, for the first time, as far back as I can remember, our nation began this honest conversation about racial justice and what we can do to reform our justice system. So in all of this, in our quest for racial justice, in the new technologies, these new biotech patents, the millions of people, as we fully open up our economy again, whose jobs aren't coming back, who owe years' worth of rent or unpaid bills, who are facing this coming crisis, all of these people and these causes will need help. So who can offer that help? It's us. It's lawyers. I mean, this is our time to show up as the best of what the legal profession. And this is our profession now. This is you now. The best of what we represent. And what we need most is not just people who show up with legal skills. With all these people in crisis, all these causes that need champions, we need the lawyers with heart. And that's you. So that's what we're trained here to do at Wake Forest. So congratulations. Take your diplomas out with pride. Go celebrate. This is a remarkable achievement. And then get ready, because the world needs you. It needs your heart. So I wish you all the best. You're going to go on to do amazing things in your legal careers. So thank you, and again, congratulations.
Judge Dietz, we thank you for your time and those inspiring remarks and your insight into the specialness of Wake Forest law grads. I know that our graduates will carry your words with them and leave here today and proceed into their legal careers and be of service. It's now time for the presentation of the graduates. Graduates will be presented by year and degree. Graduates, will you please come forward?
Graduates of the class of 2020 that have received the Juris Doctor degree are Nicole Margaret Arcodia, Elliot Marie Beal, Erin Caitlin Taylor Berry, Rachel Helen Boyd, Gara Brown Bartley, Jacqueline Chianta Canzaneri, Hannah Elizabeth Carter, Jordan Alexander Castroverde, Caroline Ruth Hamilton, Kylie Lynn Hamilton, Caitlin Rebecca Herlihy, Amy Nicole Houchin, Carly Rachel Starnes, Emily D. Stokes, James Matthew Twitty,
the graduate of the class of 2020 who has received the Master's of Studies in Law degree is Brooklyn Ruth Hall. Please join me in congratulating the graduate of the class of 2020.
The graduates of the class of 2021 who are receiving the Scienze Juridique Award. Doctor, excuse me. Oluwatimiloun Adenipekun. Mohammed Ahmad Al-Hajjaje. Omar Al-Mukrin. The graduates of the class of 2021 who are receiving the Masters of Law degree are Tamer Abdullah Al-Radadi. Finian Ross Boone. Ana Maria Granados Guarin. Arash Kasharat.
The graduates of the class of 2021 that are receiving the Juris Doctor degree are Omar Ayman Alhendi, Madison Jules Allagood, Andrea Ann Anderson, Caitlin Teleshay Augerson, Dakota Austin Backus, Olivia Grace Bain, Mary Boyd Barefoot, Catherine Elizabeth Barton, Catherine Wood Batchelor, Ryan Patrick Botter, Caitlin Elizabeth Becker, Nicholas Parkinson Bell, Gregory Thomas Berman, Kieran Bernard, Jacqueline Victoria Byer, Holly Page Black, Hiram Matthew Blasco, David Lloyd Blue, Alexander Stephen Boros, Andrew James Bosterman, Julie L. Brady, Kyle L. Brady, Spencer Kenneth Brown, Daniel Buckwalter, Demi Bianca Busby Nicolau, Jaron Sierra Butts, Marissa Nicole Cassio, Abigail Brooke Castaldi, Connor Jeffrey Christensen, Brooke Alexandria Church, Patrick Joseph Crowley, Christopher Allen Colbert, Nathaniel Ellison Davis, Stuart Addison Day, Matthew James Digney, Victoria Danielle Dishner, Ethan Wesley Draper, Jacob Dumas, Chase Vaughn Edmonds. Mary Catherine Eschels. Paul Carter Farrell. Megan Marie Feltham. Shannon Victoria Ferry. Christopher Edmund Fleury. Kelsey Brooke Foster. Elizabeth Ann Glass. Maurice O'Neill Goldston. Raquel Gonzalez Padron. Lauren Marie Green. Maria Salerno Guglielmi. Ethan Eric Haddon. Louis John Hallow III. Eli Nash Hardin. Emily Elizabeth Harrison. Mary Catherine Payne Hawes. Mackenzie Teresa Herman. Carly Hightower. Alexander Riston Hill. Abby N. Hornberger. Anna Catherine Hubbs. Zach Hutchinson. Mary Catherine Jaspers. Garrett Holt Montgomery Johnson. Aaron Edward Johnston. Michael Ryan Johnston. Laura McKay Jordan. Matthew John Jordan. Brittany Y. Junius. Kevin Patrick Spillman Kelly. Rachel Allison Klink. Sydney Elaine Kobe. Kristen Rebecca Kovach. Natalie Alexandra Krikorian. Danielle Kunkel. Leah Lynn Lagudis. Tiana Larson. Alexander Ryan Lowett. Ryan Madden. Isabel Joy Malmazada. Marissa Elena Marinchak. Tyler James Marin. Christine Isabel Martinez. Jennifer Lynn Maynard. Caitlin J. McCoy. Sean Thomas McKenna. John Carlton McLam. Jared Adam Medrano. Catherine Mellinger. Amanda Murphy Memler. Cole Alexander Middleton. Alexandria K. Montgomery. Henry David Niblock, Jr. Elise Michelle Norman. William Parks Noyes. Nameka Philemon Obiagwu. Oziama Obionwa. Grayson Noah Osale. Catherine Jean Otterbeck. Manning Tucker Peeler. Megan Sarah Futner. Elizabeth Kennison Pomeroy. Andrew Caleb Pravat. Alexandra Adele Price. Stephanie Elaine Rayborn. Brian Alexander Ramos. James William Ray. Harrison Scott Reef. Elliot Richard Charles Riches. William Jones Rivers IV. Rachel Fallon Robertson. Olivia H. Rojas. Gabriela Maria Ruiz. Cameron Bradford Rush. Edgar Emilio Santiago II. John Anthony Slaughterback. Andrea Maria Schwer. Hannah Jaydeep Shaw. Skylar David Shields. Thomas Richard Southern. Corinne Spencer. Patrick Cade Spivey. Garrett Stone. Keebler Jerome Strass. Blake Ingram Svensson. Siri Chamanti Swayampu. John Henry Talbot V. Eleanor Marinda Tebbets. Emily Thompson. Amelia Rose Todd. Sarah Mackenzie Trainer. Ethan Andrew Trice. Nicole Suzanne Tronalone. Jackson Wolf Vogel. Aaron Walk. Matthew William Waldrop. Natalie Marie Walters. Gentry Vestal Ward. Jacob Henry Warwick. Hannah R. Weiss. Kayla Dominique Weldon. John Thomas W. Wells. Philip J. Werner. Brock C. Wolf. Austin Blake Wood. Madison Roan Washkaloop. Lindsay Wright. Matthew Donald Wright. Emily McKenna Yates. Gulzar Yazdanchanas. Please join me in congratulating the graduates of 2021 in the JD.
The graduates of the class of 2021 who are receiving the Master of Studies in Law degree are Julia Marie Adams Zurich, Shannon Victoria Araya, Lee Small Barrios, Sarah Brown Bowman, Tyler Stephen Burrows, Jonathan Carvalho, Timothy Lee Ellerby, Ginger K. Gallagher, Tanya Renee Gatterson Brown, Yusufa Harding, Lakeisha M. Hunter, Sarah Ashley Jadalis, Audrey Leanne Young Johnson, Quiniqua Nichelle Johnson, Melvin Christopher Jones, Tracy Samissy Leonard, George Ernesto Martinez, Jessica Montgomery McKnight. Amanda Lanier Nijam. Coy Glenn Nobles. Lindsay Marie Pastori. Amanda Carter Rayner. Yasmaine Rice Green. Aaliyah Shabazz. Robert Todd Sloan. Stephen Justin Todd. Please join me in congratulating the MSL graduates of the class of 2021.
We have one additional recipient of the LLM degree, Mario Banegas.
We're going to make it official, as our provost just told us. Today we'll be conferring degrees. We have conferred degrees on the class of 2020, but we will now be conferring degrees on the class of 2021. Will the 2021 candidates for the degree of the Doctor of Juridical Science please stand? It is with pleasure that I present them to you on behalf of the faculty, School of Law, for the conferral of this degree.
Of the Board of Trustees, and upon the recommendation of Dean Aiken and the faculty of the School of Law, I confer upon you the degree, Doctor of Juridical Science. Will the 2021 graduates for the degree of Masters of Law please stand? It is with pleasure that I present them to you on behalf of the faculty of the School of Law for the conferral of their degree. Under the authority of the trustees and upon the recommendation of Dean Aiken and the faculty of the School of Law, I confer upon you the degree Master of Laws.
Please be seated. Will the 2021 candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor please stand? It is with pleasure that I present them to you on behalf of the faculty of the School of Law for the conferral of their degree.
Under the authority of the Board of Trustees and upon the recommendation of Dean Aiken and the faculty of the School of Law, I confer upon you the degree Juris Doctor.
Please be seated.
Will the candidates for the 2021 degree in the Master's of Studies in Law please stand? It is with pleasure that I present them to you on behalf of the faculty of the School of Law for the conferral of their degree.
Under the authority of the Board of Trustees and upon the recommendation of Dean Aiken and the faculty of the School of Law, I confer upon you the degree Master of Studies in Law. Would all 2021 recipients of a degree now conferred please rise? More than any other group, you all are jumping out ahead of things, but those of you who have not already moved your tassels from right, preparatory, to left, completed, you may do so now, and can we all celebrate the graduates for 2020 and 2021?
Well, Wake Forest School of Law graduates, it's official. Congratulations, felicidades, mazel tov, class of 2020 and class of 2021 for this most impressive achievement. And congratulations to your loved ones, your parents, your siblings, your nanas, your abuelos, your friends, and all that have supported you, for your accomplishments are theirs as well. Before we recess to our respective celebrations and socially distanced parties, I've been asked to send you forth to this new and bright future. With my title as Chief Diversity Officer at Wake Forest, you might deduce that I would raise the topic of inclusion or equity, and though it is tempting to stress the virtues of creating and sustaining a more inclusive society, I figured it would be most salient to leave you with this instead. Remember that the pursuit of justice is an opportunity to repair what is broken. Your chosen field, the field of law, can be and should be one of the noblest professions, not because it holds all of the solutions, but because it is centered on the search for answers. Answers to why a family can't get health insurance, or why a child can't have access to a free and fair education, why an immigrant can't seek asylum, or why an individual can't patent their intellectual property, why a group of individuals can't play a sport that they love because of their gender identity, or why a community can't access the ballot box in an unencumbered fashion. Boiled down to their roots, these questions aren't so much about helping one individual seek justice, but rather they are opportunities to repair whole communities, to right historical wrongs, and to lift up society. While the work of justice, the act of repair, is complex, burdensome, and taxing, choosing to fight for justice should not be a complicated decision. Ultimately, finding the answers to these questions is forever linked to skilled and compassionate professionals who committed themselves to years of studying and reflection so that those with less privilege can find the justice that eludes them. And for that commitment to the pursuit of justice, I thank you on behalf of your institution and those you will represent in the future. With you and your peers leading the way, we will all reap the benefits of that which you will repair. All the best, class of 2020 and class of 2021. I hope you make the most of your skills, your talents, your educations, your minds, and your hearts. And may the path before you be bright. May you shine your light where it is needed, and may others shine light on your way when you need it. Thank you. Now, time for a few logistics. Please remain seated, guests, during the recessional until all graduates have exited the Coliseum. At that time, you all will be dismissed by sections. And students, it is a tradition at Wake Forest to walk through a tunnel of your faculty. They will be celebrating you as you exit the Coliseum, so be on the lookout for the tunnel. Thank you all for coming, and please join me in one final round of applause.